Hello, Internet. So yeah, we're gonna get all our stuff set up here to be streaming. Give us a second and stuff. Whoa, my bandwidth is kind of
Oh
maybe I need to turn something
no!
off. Hit some switches here. Yeah, turn that off. What else? What else needs to be turned off? Let's see. What's anything running in the background I can exit out of? This and this. What is this? Oh wait, that's important. Okay. All right. Looks like it's it's fluctuating here on the bandwidth, but whatever. Hopefully it settles down. Okay. I think I already copied that. Oh, did the tweak go out? Oh, there it is. Start it. Yep, there we go. All right.
Burp.
Here we go. Do. Okay, you guys both ready?
Nope.
I'll take that as yes.
I made actual nope.
Yeah, it was funny trying to call when you're gonna be late. I was like, sorry, but should we start without him? And he's like, well, I'm playing a game, so I'm not gonna say no. But I'm not gonna say yes, even though I want the full team to be here, so I'm like, wait a minute. But then I was like, well, I'm playing something too, so I'm totally cool with waiting. And then it almost got botched because someone sent me a raid invite, and I was like, crap, I haven't done this with my Titan yet. And then I almost joined, but then I couldn't get in, so it's like, oh, well, the day is saved, and Tropical's here before we thought he would be here, so huzzah.
Oh, we can do a raid in a while.
But I'm not gonna say yes.
More Titans!
It looks like the stream is working. Yay. Pop out chat. Alright. Starting in 3, 2. Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Babble Z, episode 200. And
You forgot, didn't you?
56. I didn't look it up, that's what happened. But hey, I did while I was doing the intro, so I totally got it. Yeah. Ball not dropped. So much been playing. And then is it next week when we go on break for a while?
I have no idea.
The Black Friday deals this week.
No, I think it's usually like we do the first week of December and then...
No, I mean like we don't record next week, but we
Oh, you mean during Thanksgiving? Oh, yeah, no, we don't.
So we preview Black Friday deals, which are kind of crappy this year. Okay, I'm not gonna say kind of crappy. They're crappy this year. So yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them.
They've stopped trying to get us to buy stuff. They're just like, you're just going to take whatever price we give you.
So there's that. Maybe a middle segment. Maybe that'll be the middle segment and news. So I guess we'll start with Destiny because I'm still playing it. I don't know about these two, but yeah, they were with me. They were with me when it happened. Finally, I finally got it, guys. Or people on the internet. I finally got the last thing I needed. Well, with my hunter anyway, to get to level 30. So now I'm working on leveling that up. And yeah, I'm happy again. So yeah.
Yeah.
After all the punishment, payoff at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, it was
You're
a pretty
welcome.
good raid because I got the last piece I needed as well.
Yay,
Also, we
everyone
four-personed
getting
it.
last piece.
It was
Yeah.
like we totally just like brute forced it.
We
Like,
didn't
you
have
know
a
what?
choice,
You can give it
though.
for people, I
So.
believe. I would choose 26. He's like, I don't know, man. I don't think I'm over leveled enough. And we totally did it.
We
That
did
was
do
pretty
it.
good at
So
the
now
end.
it's like we can totally just say, like, when we add 2 people to our team, it's like we're totally putting on our backpacks and carrying you because we could do it without you. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Okay, just kidding. But yeah.
Wow.
Totally did.
This is why no one plays with us.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was like there was a group we were playing with that was constantly complaining about another group that they had played with that was apparently super bad, and they weren't really sure whose fault it was. But then when I think it was me and Gamer, we played with them, and they're like, "Oh yeah," so it was the other people. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yay.
I have no idea. Yeah, originally my plan this week, being left to my own devices, and my daughter still goes to sleep pretty early, I was gonna Iron Banner it to level 30 because I wasn't really, I don't get upset like the people seem to when they don't get the drops they want from the raid, but
I.e. Tekken.
uh,
Not as bad. I'm just saying. I'm
yeah,
kind of at the point where it's like, oh, well, look at these shards. Look at
Yeah,
these energy. Yeah.
Nah, you like go all ranty. You're almost as bad as Gamer.
I was not that bad yesterday. Okay. It's only when someone brings it up like RPG and is like, oh yeah, oh, look
Well,
at
that's
these I got
because
already.
it's
Hmm.
hilarious.
I take it.
That's
How'd you feel
why.
about that? Just poking the bear in the eye with the stick.
Yeah, having fun yet?
but yeah, I was starting to think, I don't know if I want to depend on the randomness, so I'll just work at it, get to whatever rank I need in Iron Banner, and then be able to buy a piece of armor that will get me to that level. And then it became unnecessary. Although the Iron Banner armor still looks cool, so I'm thinking about it. But man, it's a lot of work.
It is. But I mean, wait, it depends on which one. Are you trying to get both armor pieces or?
Well, yesterday when I looked, I was like, oh, now I want the scout rifle. So that's rank 5.
Oh dear.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. And then it sucks now because you don't keep your rank. After the event ends, it resets, and then you have to do it over again next time.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
It's resetting?
Like, they're not keeping the ranks this time.
No.
Originally, that's what they had intended. So I don't know how it's gonna work out. It's
Well,
fun.
that is just.
I think it's pretty fun. You can the differences in levels between people is a bit more noticeable now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I still didn't really.
Like before, and I haven't really looked at in detail and am able to point out the things that I've noticed, but just sort of like feeling wise, like the first one I started playing, it felt really, really similar to regular Crucible. And then that's when later I found out that, oh, everyone thinks that. And it's like, oh, everyone's complaining because that's what it feels like. And then, but this time it feels like, yeah, occasionally you'll be fighting someone and they'll just go down way easier. And other people will take a lot more hits. And then some people will run up to you and you will just be in this prolonged fist fight and like, what's going on? How come none of us are dying?
I don't know. I don't know about that. Because
See,
it
I'm wondering,
didn't.
like what it would have been like if they did all that stuff, but they kept the mythic class super broken. If it would have just been the like Ender of souls.
It's hard to say. Like I actually, it's very rare that I run into one. I think so far it's just been that one game with RPG, and I think maybe some other people. And there was one guy who had the Mythic class and was also a Hawk Moon. And
Oh yeah, but that was just this recent one. I think because
Yeah.
I haven't seen any since the last Iron Banner.
Probably
I
because
think
everybody put it in
once
the
they
fall after
nerfed it,
got
it was
nerfed.
like they're like crap. I can't use this all.
right now, it just
My way
seems
through
like
it
everyone
right
is
now.
using Cirrus Regime.
Uh,
I
So
have
every time I
that.
die, I look up, it's like, oh, it was that one again.
I don't know. I keep getting like shotgunned. Oh,
Yeah, I rarely get shotgunned. I think because maybe the way I play with the scout rifle, I'm sort of distant from everybody. So if they're trying to shotgun me, it's like, well, they're not going to get me.
shotguns are fun. Except when you get shot.
A lot fewer fusion rifles now, I think.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen any fusion rifles.
Yeah.
So, it's probably because they take so long to charge, so nobody's like stupid enough to be trying to use those.
Well, it was
anymore.
weird because, yeah, earlier on, everyone was using them as sort of shotguns. They would run around
Yes.
with the fusion rifle and use that as a shotgun.
Well, a lot of people
Because it
kind of
goes
like
further.
cook them, so they like half charge it as they like run around, and then it's like
Yep.
if they see somebody, they'll fully let it go.
Yeah.
So it's like, because I remember I was like on one of the control points with somebody, and I kept hearing the charge thing, and I was like, "What the hell? What are you doing right now?" All I hear is "Jur, jur, jur, jur." I was like, "Stop it! Stop I think that's like people's way of getting around the long charges.
You know,
But I haven't seen like a lot of them. So
it's been fun. But I don't know if I can put in the time to get the rewards that I want. But the raid was cool, so now I don't have to if I don't want to.
it's true. Although I think I still
Yeah.
need one piece for each of mine, maybe, I think. I don't remember. But yeah, I think
Where
that's
Tekken was stuck for a month.
Over a month, Tropical.
Over a month.
Over a month.
Knowing
go-
the pattern, I guess RPG will get them next week.
probably.
That's
We'll
the
be
other
running
thing is
around
like,
getting shards and
'cause
energy,
we
and
went through
then
we went through the
just
first
getting-
time, and then me and RPG switched to our secondary characters, and then like when we were getting the drops, it was like Tekken gets energy, Tekken gets a shard, RPG gets like an actual piece of gear, even if he already has it. It's like, oh, yeah, because the game just hates me that much. It's like, here, RPG, have the shotgun. Here, RPG, have this raid armor. Tekken, ha ha ha, suck it. Here's some shards and energy.
It's true. They did it just like that.
It was
Just
fun.
like. But in my defense, though, I don't play that often, so they probably figured that I need incentive or something. So they
I
were
think
giving me
that's sort of an interesting thing. Like, other games sort of have it blatantly. Like, I don't know if it's in Destiny at all, but other games, they have sort of a blatant system where it's like, if you play more than a certain amount per day, your returns per time, like, they go down. And they do that so that the game doesn't become totally unbalanced for people who have tons and tons of time to play all the time versus people who only kind of have time. So, like, there's sort of in most games, or those usually MMOs, I think most games it's like 3 hours, 4 hours a day is the optimum amount of time to play a day. And Destiny, I mean, RPG and I have played significantly less than Tekken. And even though he has 3 characters, like, I think even his single characters have been played more than my single characters.
Yeah,
And yet,
I've been,
like, we're basically around the same leveled upness, I guess.
yeah, pretty much.
So it seems like, yeah, maybe RPG is right. Maybe it's like, oh, it looks at he's played less. Like, what happened? Or is it just Tekken? You just have way large collections of shards and energy now, or did you?
I think he has like
Yeah, I have a ton of
hundreds
shards and
them.
energy because I stopped using shards because I was like, I'm just gonna wait until I get raid gear, and then I was never really fully leveling my weapons, and then lately I haven't really been getting material because it's not fun to farm material, so I'm like, whatever, and just keep collecting it. Because I have over 300 energy now.
Yeah, I think he had like hundreds of it.
Because I'm always doing the dailies, and like until recently I was doing the daily public event too, but I stopped doing that like yesterday. So I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna keep doing. I do like the daily heroic and like the weekly stuff, but I'm not gonna like try to get a public event every day because I don't need the marks or the shards or energy right now. So it's like, well, I don't need them, so there's no point.
Yeah, I guess at one point it seemed like, with your increased playtime, you were just leveling up more pieces of equipment than I was, and so, and this was a long time ago when everyone still had a shortage of shards and energy, and it was sort of, we didn't really know about the raid gear yet, so we leveled up our legendaries and then found out that there was raid gear. And I missed that part. I never leveled up my legendaries until after I got raid gear, and I was like, "Oh, there's raid gear. In that case, I'll just wait." So
Actually, Tropical, it's funny because like after the raid gear thing, or like a couple weeks ago, I was like, you know what, like since if you have full legendary, you get to 28. I was like, well, I'll just have like a base set of legendaries that all have like discipline buffs on them, and then that's like what I'm going to go for, like as I wait for my raid gear. So that was like my own metagame I made up. I was like, well, until I can get some raid gear, I guess I'll just have a full legendary set on each character with like discipline increases, and then maybe I'll get it eventually.
So yeah, I think
Since like all the weekly and daily stuff caps at 28, and if you have fully leveled up legendary, you're going to be at 28. So I was like, well, that's what I would like to boost if I can go into them solo.
Yeah, that's interesting. How it works out.
And it's cool because like slowly over time I've built up a roster of fire team members outside you guys and the Gap people where it's like I can just be on it anytime and like people will either join me or I can join them and I can get the stuff I need done like whenever.
Oh, really?
Like
Like internationally, you think?
kind of
Or
because like
just
last week the Euro team I went with, well, it was a different Euro team but it was like still European people where like I did
uh-huh.
the raid with my Titans and I do my Hunter and my Warlock with you guys. And now it's like this morning on Tuesday I was doing the Nightfall, I was trying to solo it, and then someone joined me that I met through Zach, and I was like, oh, cool. And then like we were playing and we were like kicking the crap out of the Nightfall, and then like someone joined us that was like it's on his friends list. So it's like, oh wow. So now we got like a +2 whenever I'm with that guy. So like, yes, I have full coverage. And that's like something I like thought of when I was like playing like with the Euros. I was like, man, you have like full coverage for every time zone whenever you're playing, since it's not always in the afternoon or evening here and people like sleeping, and I play at weird hours all the time. So yeah.
You really do.
And it was cool. Oh, okay. Well, I'll save this for like what I've been playing when I've talked about Counterspy. But this like I was playing Counterspy and I was streaming it, and someone came into my stream and they're like all talking with me or whatever. And turns out they play Destiny 2, and they live in Japan. I was like, oh, cool, Japanese person. But they're like, I think they're from the States, but it's like whatever. It's like I got full coverage now. It's got Asia, I got Europe. You know, I just need some Africa and Australia. I got like every continent.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think I'm done talking about Disney. I don't have anything else to say. Just waiting for a Galahorn, since and it kind of like kicked me in the balls this week because I saw Tropical get one in the raid, which has not dropped before, and he got one. And I was like, ah, and then Dagger got one from playing Crucible, and I was like, dude, what the F? Like, whatever, man. I'm not even gonna rage about it. It's like whatever. Like I'm a
I think
rage.
yeah, RPG was there when I got Hawkmoon in
I
Crucible.
was.
What?
Yeah.
I did. That's
Wow.
yeah, because I was saying I was like, yeah, I thought this was a raid weapon because Tekken had one, but then I was like, but he got it during our Crucible match, and I was like, ah, then I guess you don't need to do it.
Yeah, and then this week during one of my Nightfalls, it's like at the end when it shows what you got, someone got a Truth and the other person got a Monte Carlo, and I got a Legendary Ingram.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, well, let's just not give everybody an exotic because clearly I don't need one. Whatever.
You don't. This is true.
I think that's the game. The game just doesn't take into account, how does the person left out feel? Because,
I don't think the game cares.
it's not fair. It's not fair.
It's weird.
Besides, it knows you're gonna come back, so
It's
Yeah,
hooking people at
it's like
your
even more punishing because it knows like the harsher it is on me, the more I'm gonna like be forgiving of it. To be like, well, the last time that happened, but things will be different this time. Yeah, it's like we still haven't broken him. We got to keep keep up the pressure. He's not broken yet. Ugh. Okay, so who wants to pick up what you've been playing?
is that all you've been playing? Is Destiny?
I think that's all I've been playing.
Ew.
I've been
What's
sort
wrong
of
with you?
out of it. So I think in my haze I played some other stuff. I think Diablo was the thing I sort of
It's haze.
messed around with because it turned out everything was too stressful. Like I tried Pikmin with my daughter and I was like, this is too hard.
How is Pikmin too hard? It's like the best thing ever.
It is really good when I'm feeling up to it. But yeah, I couldn't play it. And like Donkey Kong, the new one on Wii U, I was like, oh, this is too hard. Everything is too hard.
It's like I need a nice, easy, relaxing game.
Yeah, so I started playing Diablo, and my wife was like, really? I was like, well, I mean, I don't know why, but my monk is super powerful, and so I'm just like not even really aware of what's going on and killing all the monsters, so it's working. And then I tried some Drive Club too, but I haven't really played too much of it. I guess I am disappointed by the visuals.
Really? Because I was watching a stream of it. I was like, wow, this looks really good.
It looks.
At least on
It
stream.
sometimes looks good. I think what I'm waiting for is the game that looks like the video sequences in not Grand Theft Auto, Gran
Gran
Turismo.
Turismo.
Like Gran Turismo's opening, those cars driving around like that. Like I'm waiting for Gran Turismo the game to look like that, and I hope it happens this generation because that's usually what I go by.
Man, Chapter 12, I kind of hope that, like, the way that GTA Online was able to, like, to transfer all this stuff, it's like they can somehow just do that with Gran Turismo 6 to, like, the
That'd be
next
great,
one. So it just
actually.
transfers all your stuff, and it's like, I don't have to unlock anything. I can keep it all. Yes! Because they keep updating 6, and it's been almost a year, and it's like, holy crap, they just keep adding stuff. It's
Yeah.
like, this game is old, and they keep adding to it, and there's still, like, vision cars that aren't even done yet that they, like, said they're
Yeah.
all going to be out eventually.
I think there's another row of vision cars before they get to the non-car brand vision cars that I want to see, like the Jumpman one and the Nike one. Is like, what is that going to be like? That's gonna be interesting.
And I think they're
But
even
yeah.
like, adding vision cars because they had like this Chevy Chaparral or whatever that they're like talking about on their Facebook or whatever that they're going to unveil. And I'm
Oh,
thinking
that's the new one.
Or there's like it's like one that like wasn't even like going to be in it originally, but like I guess they're going to like make a real world version of it or whatever and like unveil it
Wow.
at like the U.S. Auto Show or whatever. And then I'm guessing
Wow.
that'll be in the game too. I think just like that Toyota FT1, like that car was never going to like be in the game. It just happened with the you know their
Oh, really?
relationships with the manufacturers that they have, and they're just like, oh yeah, we just want to make this crazy dream car, and then it comes and it's in the game. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Those cars are pretty good. But yeah, like I'm sort of constantly disappointed by Gran Turismo's visuals. Like it's not a bad looking game, but I want it to look like the opening movies, and I let's see, what did I do that time? I think it was around Gran Turismo 5, and I wanted to get it, but it was just still new at the time, so I bought the PS2 Gran Turismo 4 because I didn't have that one, and I thought, oh, that would probably look a lot better than 3, maybe. And then I started playing. It's like, wow, it looks nothing like the videos in the beginning of the game. It's like, oh, that's sad. But then I remembered what I always think: is that, oh, the new generation one looks like the videos from the old generation, so that's acceptable. Like the movies from Gran Turismo 4, that level of graphics in a game, that's gonna be really good. So I got Gran Turismo 5 and played it. It's like, nah, it still doesn't look right. And so Drive Club's like, well, yeah, it looks really amazing in all the trailers and everything I've seen so far. So maybe this will be the game that looks like the opening of Gran Turismo 6. And I started playing. It's like, dang it. Who is going to do it?
Stop getting your hopes up. Then you don't have to worry about it.
It's going to happen at some point. Like,
Yeah,
it's
like
sort
on the
of
PlayStation
inevitable.
7 or something.
I just
But
have
I
no
mean,
idea when.
by then, it's like, once a couple of generations pass, then you'll finally get the game that looks like the opening of Gran Turismo 6 2 generations later. So,
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, to Tropical's point though, I mean, if you
Longevity-wise.
look at the visual style Nintendo has had with Wind Waker and how it's basically permeated into all their other games, and they have that like they actually do have like that Pixar-looking style in all their games now because it's high def and not terrible
So
like the
pretty,
Wii. It's like,
though.
yeah, so it's like if someone could just do it.
but I
in
think
their
it's just
game.
because of the art
Yeah,
style.
I was
It
gonna
might
say,
it's
their
not
art
it's
style,
not
aesthetic.
because they don't do
Yeah.
like the whole
But it could happen,
realistic
RPG.
thing. So
happen.
I don't know. I've been happy with the graphical improvements with each generation. You guys have just
fine with it
become
too, I'm just saying.
all
Yeah, I think
EAD
You
and
always-
whatnot.
You can always
No.
make it look prettier.
I don't think they look bad, but it's not.
Well, the way you make it sound, you're all like, this could be
I'm
so much
disappointed,
better.
Like objectively looking at it, it's like they're not the same, and I don't even know if it's possible at this point yet.
I've seen pretty games. I've been happy.
According to Gamer, Assassin's Creed Unity looks amazing, but it doesn't play that great. So
That seems to have
Or
been a
plays
trend.
good.
Was
Yeah.
is Far Cry
yeah,
like
this
that?
year's so no. Far Cry is awesome. It's like
So Far Cry has
it's
no
basically Far
problems.
Cry 3, but next gen style or next gen
Okay.
graphics and more stuff to do.
So
it's like
basically everything else.
yeah, it's like a weird trend this fall. Where it's like the stuff that didn't get delayed. It's like either came out broken or there's just issues with it where it like wasn't as good as people were like hyping it or like it was hyped up to be. Like all the AAA stuff was like straw man. Well, except for
Well,
Dragon
no,
Age,
because
Far
Dragon
Cry,
Age
and
got.
some other
I
stuff.
was just about to say Dragon Age got
GTA,
more
but like
praise.
some like it's like yeah, not every game that was like super hyped came
Well,
out the way.
Dragon Age got delayed, right?
Oh yeah, it did. I thought I
So
got pushed. Oh, it got
Yeah, but
pushed back a month or
it
something.
was only
it
by
got
like
pushed
a
back.
few
Or a
weeks
couple
or
weeks or
something.
something.
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
like a major delay like the other.
But still, like Assassin's Creed kind of needed one. There's an article
Yeah.
about it.
Well, that was kind of on them for the whole trying to annualize the series
And
in
they
the
had two
first place
games
because
this year
they
instead of just
always have
one.
issues.
So it's
And
like,
it was
what
a
the-
bad idea on their part because Assassin's Creed is usually always full of bugs.
Also,
and
it's funny
stuff.
because the Korean Gamer also the story doesn't go anywhere, and I'm thinking they're not really trying because they just want
I
to
was
milk
just
that
about to
cow
say.
for all it's worth until it dies, like Tony Hawk and
like-
Guitar Hero. Rest in
So-
peace. Pour one out.
Oh, I thought they were making a new Guitar Hero.
Eventually, I'm just saying, dude. Like, how many years has it been the RPG? It
Well, they
used to
probably
be
wanted to
like
give
it
people
got
a
so
break.
bad
It was like
that it was
you
every
had a
quarter,
Guitar
and then
Hero
they
for,
just they sunk their own battleship, and and it hasn't risen again from the sea to float again.
like got to the point where they were like making Guitar Heroes like for songs, and it was getting a little out of hand. There's like, here's Guitar Hero for this band and this band. You know what? They released a song this year. Give them a whole game. It was getting a little ridiculous. So they kind of needed to stop. But I think, well, with Assassin's Creed, because it makes them so much money, it's kind of like the Call of Duty syndrome thing. It's like, well, we could not do it every year, but then we'd also not have that money every year. So
Try to keep
you
your
know.
shareholders happy.
Basically, because people still keep running out and buying it, no matter how
Yeah,
broken it
that
is.
was really
So,
funny.
like,
I was like reading an article about that where it's like, people ran out to buy it, but then because of the embargoes, the reviews aren't out. And then like had they have seen them, they might not have ran out and bought it. And then only to return to their workplace at lunch after buying it and being like, oh no, I already opened it, I can't return it.
'cause I thought it was kind of funny.
Why
that,
did
'cause
you
I've seen
open it at
people-
your workplace?
They got excited.
No, they bought it, went home, played it a bit, went to work, or like they didn't play it enough thoroughly to see how bad it was, and then it's like, oh my, look at the reviews. Oh no,
It's like they went out to buy it at their lunch break. Got back to the office. Yeah, I gotta see this disc. Oh, can't wait to play this 5 hours from now.
Because it's like
it's probably
I don't
exactly
know.
like that.
Because the embargo thing was a little suspicious to begin with, because it's like a lot of people were posting about how they couldn't post their reviews because of the embargo, and I was like, that's a weird embargo to have until like noon the day of the release or whatever. And it's
Also,
like,
Master Chief
but
Collection.
then like
it's
Dragon Age got its.
It didn't have
like,
matchmaking,
ahead
yet it
time.
got super high reviews, and then like there was no
Yeah.
matchmaking, and then it comes out and people are like, I can't play multiplayer because the matchmaking's broken. What the f? And yet the reviews were like, whoa, we're not gonna talk about this matchmaking thing, but dude, the way you remember it 10 years ago, totally awesome.
Ridiculous. Yeah,
Well, I
there's
had
a lot of.
already stopped playing Assassin's Creed anyway.
The thing is,
That-
like embargoes. This is not a new thing. We've known about this.
Well, the thing
We
is,
have
like,
these short memories.
even though, but I mean, I think even though most people know about them, there's a lot of people who don't necessarily know about the whole embargo thing. Like, because there are people who don't necessarily follow game news constantly, and they kind of know that kind of stuff. They kind of just wait for reviews because they're like, well, the release is coming up soon, so that means there should be a review soon, right? But then they don't realize it's like they're not allowed. Some people aren't allowed to like post things until after a certain time or something. So they.
I would like to see the numbers on that actually. Like how many people who follow game or don't follow game news but read game reviews.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, embargoes are a funny thing because clearly, when you have something to hide, you set your embargo a little bit later, and it's like, well, it's still on release day, right? So it's totally okay. But by then, it's too late because everyone's already fallen
Yeah,
for it.
it kind of got me a bit when I didn't see any Far Cry reviews. I was like, uh-oh. Is it gonna be a turd too? Is it gonna be broken? Eee.
It's weird. If you go on live from PlayStation, the weekend before a new game is coming out, almost always there will be someone streaming that game already. Like that is so weird, and you can go and watch it.
Oh, interesting.
Hmm. Well, because I mean, it's not the same as a review technically, so you could do that and be okay and not be embargoed, kind of, maybe. Loophole.
Mm, yeah, man. There's lots of stuff to say about news type stuff.
So, what you been playing? Do you want to go RPG? Or do you want me to go? Are you done, Chaptical?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've just dabbled.
You can go ahead.
All
It's
right.
fine.
So I finished Counterspy, the palette cleansing before Far Cry. Pretty good. I did enjoy it quite a bit. It's really
It's good.
it's yeah. It's got like a lot of cool mechanics as far as I mean, it's very simple and minimalist, but it's like, it takes like the best of the core of any other stealth game that you've played, and there's other stuff to do besides just sneak around and like kill people. Because I think there's a trophy because the dude that was talking to me was like, oh yeah, it's really weird, Charter Cool. Like I'll be streaming a game, and then someone that's like awesome in the game, well, like just I guess they just like it so much they watch it stream, and like will come into my channel and like chat with me because that happened to me with like Resogun when I first got it. And I was like, oh yeah, Resogun, yeah, first time on PS4 streaming or whatever, my weekend PS4 thing. And then someone that's like ranked really high on the leaderboards came in, and he's like, oh yeah, blah blah, I play this game all the time, blah blah, and like chatting with him in my stream. And then like I sub to him on on Twitch, and he's like always streaming that game. I think it's like one of the like he plays it all the time, but he like plays other stuff too, so it's kind of cool. But
Wow.
yeah, it's like it's weird. It's like, huh. And it's like for me, it's like when I'm playing a game, I don't go, or like when I'm not playing, I don't go into stream and be like, oh man, I gotta watch this game, or just yeah, it's like nope. So it's really interesting, this whole streaming thing. Still
I
getting
still need
into it.
I need to stream something. I haven't like really streamed anything. I don't know. I think it might be because I'm not too keen on people watching me play stuff, so that could be it too. But I don't know.
Also, it's interesting. It's like there's this whole subculture of people that just stream live from PlayStation or whatever, but it's like they're just sitting there talking to people and
Oh
like some
yeah.
sort of live show or whatever.
There's a ton of
I was
those.
like, what is this?
They're like talk shows.
Actually, they're not even. They just sit there and they read the comments, and most of the comments are, well, depending on if it's guys or girls, it'll just be like, hi from wherever, hi from wherever, and then the person's sitting there. It looks like they're just watching TV, and it's like, hi, whoever, how's it going? Oh yeah, hi. No, I've never played that.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
actually
that
go into
game's
any of
okay.
them.
Uh-huh. Hi. Hi, Houston. Hi, Africa.
And that's the thing too. I always think it's like strange to be talking, and then it's like, because I know the first time when I tried to stream when I did like Lords of the Fallen or whatever, I didn't know whether or not like the mic worked or whatever because I didn't have I broke my keyboard when I moved down here, but somebody came into my stream and he was saying stuff and I was like, yeah, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I'm going to answer you with my mic just in case you can. So I was just like talking and I was like, what if somebody else hears this video? I'm going to just sound crazy because it's like there's no one there and I'm like answering these questions and it's like, yeah. So I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
funny. That happened to me when I was watching that person play Drive Club. It's like they said something and then they're like, I don't even know if the people watching this can hear me. And I was like, I can hear you. And he's like, oh, they can hear me.
See, so it's like, yeah, it's like weird because now I'm like answering, it's like,
What's in your share settings, like how you have it set, if like you can have,
Yeah.
if you have your mic enabled or whatever.
I mean, I know, but still, it's kind of like because there may not necessarily be instant feedback or something or instant reaction, I guess, from someone or if you answer somebody or something. So it's kind of just like,
Yeah, it's like a delay. It's really weird.
can they
Yeah.
hear me? Do they? So,
Actually, my funniest one, I think I recorded it. Like, I was playing Counterspy during Extra Life, and then some people came in and they were like, "What is this game?" And I didn't have any of my mics set up or anything, but I
Oh.
had like my video running, and I looked around for a second, and then I paused the game, and then it brings up the pause menu, which has Counterspy in it, like the title, and I started pointing, and then in the comments, it's like, "Oh, okay, thanks."
Actually, that's the other funny thing, Tropical. I stream the crap out of Destiny, and like I barely get like I get like at most like 2 to 4 viewers. I was streaming Counterspy, and I was getting like an average of like 6 or more. I was like, what the
Yeah.
F?
Well,
And then it's
There's-
cool. Like
Everyone's streaming Destiny.
I think that's what it was. I think it's like, if you want to see like other stuff besides,
Yeah.
AAA crap. And then I was like, because I was streaming Dust a bit after that, because I played that for a bit. And then I was like, I'm getting more viewers with these smaller games. I should do that all the time. I was like, Tekken, yes, this is our ticket. This is it.
This is our ticket. Oh,
We
God.
found it.
But it's true though. Like if people are using the live from PlayStation to find streams, you go in and the top 50 are basically all the same games that we've been seeing since the beginning, plus whatever is new. So right now there's a ton of Advanced Warfare. There's a ton of people streams titled helping viewers with Raid on hard
man,
mode.
I see that every day.
And then
I'm
there's
kind of
there's-
tempted sometimes to be like, I wonder if they'll help me. I wonder if I can get some gear on.
What is live from PlayStation anyway? Because I think you've mentioned it before, and I don't know what that is. Now
Oh,
that I
it's
think
an
about it.
app. It's an app on
the PS4.
PlayStation 4.
Hmm.
And basically when you select it, it's really cool now because if you go under featured, it'll show anyone on your friends list who's streaming. But yeah, before it was just a list of, by popularity, all of the live streams that are being streamed from PS4s. And
Do you have to download it,
that's what's
or
popular.
is it just-
It should be right on the menu bar. You have to download it for Vita because it's on Vita as well.
Yeah, and then like it's like when I did it this week when Drive Club came out, since like so many games were out, it's like there's quite a bit of stuff. I was like, I saw some Dragon Age, I saw some GTA, I saw some Destiny, I saw some. It's like everything that's like always up there, like Call of Duty and Destiny, and then GTA and Dragon Age. And I was like, oh, nobody's playing Far Cry. I must be the only one. Because I had like 5 years when I was playing. I was like, oh, cool. I have like quite a few years. This popular game finally.
Yeah. The other thing they added recently was you can now search by game, or browse by game, and so now it's easier to find some of those smaller games too that people might be streaming. It's fun. It's also weird sometimes. People streaming the Playroom, like if you switch it from Twitch to Ustream, it's basically all the Playroom, and then you'll see those videos of people just sitting there on their couch, sometimes in groups, drinking.
That is the weirdest thing. It's like when
And just like, yeah, they're just sitting on their couch as if they're watching TV, but they're watching the column on the side of the TV where all the comments are appearing, and they're just responding to all of them.
I was like, what is this? They're not even playing. I was like, wow, this is, wow. I don't even know what to say. Just amazing. Humans, such fascinating creatures. But yeah, Counterspy, really, really good. I really like the way that it does the DEFCON system, where it's like, it'll count upwards to 1, and like 1 is the highest, and if you F up after that, it's like game over. And so you gotta like try to keep your DEFCON down, and then going into the final mission, it's like whichever side has the higher DEFCON is the one that you do the final mission on. Because I had it at 3 and 5, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to lower it to 4 with the Russians, but I F that up, and it went back to 1. I had such fell moments with this game where I just have like really good highs and really low lows. But man, I finally got it down, and yeah, it's just really, really solid.
Did you ever see what happens when it goes above DEFCON 1?
Yeah, you get a game over screen, don't you?
No, there's a timer.
Oh yeah,
And you
yeah,
got-
and you have to like get the
Yeah.
key and stop it. Yeah, I've had that happen.
That part's really cool, actually. Sometimes you have these very 60s Bond feeling segments where it's like, uh-oh, now we gotta run, and then you're running, and there's a ton of soldiers left, and so you're just having this shootout throughout the last part of this stealth game. And it's like, this is crazy.
Yeah, you get like the very last room, and like you lose all your DEFCON, and it's like, ugh, because there's like RPG dude, there's specialist dude, and it's just like, ugh. Oh, and then the mechanic where you can like make it go back up if you make the officer surrender, that's pretty cool. And like you don't need to kill them. So it's like, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I really like enjoyed Counterspy. Definitely worth the money. I played a bit of Dust. It was like a bit after the tutorial. I haven't really got that far, but I have a picture of it anyway. But that'll be my next palate cleanser game. I am enjoying the combat style though, with like the combos and stuff. and it seems very Metroidvania. So yeah, I'm already feeling it for this game. And you got this like very adorable sidekick named Fidget. That's all funny whenever they have a line. And there's a Resident Evil 4 reference where like you got to the shopkeeper, and then I don't know what gender Fidget is, so it's like it was all he'll buy it at a high price, but they have this like funny anime character sounding voice that's like super stereotypical anime character. So whenever they say something, it makes me giggle, and I'm like, haha, that's so cute. Besides that, okay, Dragon's Crown is crazy because I finished it. Okay, so the part I was stuck on, what I had to do was there was this gate that it shows you to open, I guess, some point before in the game. I guess I just forgot about it, but I just needed to open it and get to the final encounter with the dragon. And then it's cool because like once you do that, it like it raised the difficulty on my game to hard, and it raised the level cap, so I was able to like level up again. But then it basically is like New Game Plus. But then it's cool because it hints that like there's not just a second dragon, there's a third dragon you gotta kill. So there's like going to be even a mode after the one I'm on where I can go through the game a third time, which is pretty ridiculous. So right now I'm just, it's really interesting like what they do with this game. It's basically just a beat 'em up, but with RPG elements. Essentially, you just like keep grinding up to the next thingy, but you keep getting loot, so it's also like a loot game too. So it's just really well designed. I mean, the character models, whatever. I already talked about it last week, but yeah, that's kind of weird. But besides that, very very good job, Atlas, Dragon's Crown, Vanillaware. Thumbs up. And I can keep playing it and just keep on going and going, unless I want to change it to something else. Let's see, what else did I play besides that? Oh yeah, I think, let's see, that's it for handhelds, and that's it for everything that's not Destiny and other stuff. Far Cry 4, so yeah. This game, it's weird, because it I don't know, man. I'm enjoying it, but it's like there's the certain parts of it that I'm enjoying are basically the same parts I enjoyed from the previous game, and the parts I'm not enjoying are the same from the previous game. So it feels very much like, you know, all the critiques and the stuff that was like, you know, written by reviewers of, hey, you guys should fix this with the narrative and the story. I mean, I'm only on act 1 or 2, so I don't know how far I am in. I think I'm like halfway through the story missions if I look at my stats, but it's just like I play it and I'm just like reminded of why I don't play games like this that are from AAA, you know, developers, as far as like shooters and shooting people in the face. It's like, you know, there's no characters here that I care about. They have no soul. I don't care about them. I don't care what happens to them. Your motivations are just paper thin and not really fully developed or done like yeah. Wow, I'm sorry. Developed well enough to give a good job to the player to be like, man, I should do something here. You're just it's like barely better than Jason Brody from the third Far Cry 3, but it's like not like, you know, like if you look at all the complaints from that one and like compared to this one, like I don't see how they could have not tried to do a better job. But like, whatever, man. I guess the game side is cool because it's all the cool stuff. It's like, you know, I got my wingsuit really early on. I was like, wow, seems a lot faster than when I got it in 3. But then I forgot how to use my parachute when I had it. So I was like, crap, I don't know how to land. And I was like pushing buttons, and then I just, yeah, it did not end well. And then this morning, I like at 6 a.m. when I should have been sleeping, I got to this mission where I got to ride an elephant and charge stuff with it. It was, oh yeah, that was cool. And like you get to, you can like have it charge or like, I forget what it's called. It like flips stuff with its trunk. And it was cool because you're in the mountains. That's the really cool thing about this one, like compared to 3, is like the verticality of the mountains is just like so cool. And like so there's this part where like you're getting ambushed with like trucks and ATVs. Well, I guess they're trucks. And then like you're on the elephant and you can just like flip them and like flip them over cliffs. And since you're like on these like really narrow roads and stuff, and it's like, oh, that's so awesome. And I wanted to share button it. I think I shared button like part of it, but not the whole thing. I think it might have been streaming too though, so I could just look up the archive. But yeah, it was cool elephant riding moment. And it's funny because like there's a returning character from 3, and I completely forgot who he is, and then it just made me remember how that game is so forgettable, and I don't remember any of the cast except for like the villain. And like the villain, and then it's like same thing. It's like the villain is so underutilized in this game. It's like he seems like such a cool dude, but then like you don't get any insight into like why is he the way he is, or why is he doing the way things he's doing, and it's like
because he's evil.
It's like it could have been so much better. It's gotta been so much better. Just come on,
Old
dude.
school bad, evil for no reason.
That's
Like
kind of evil.
Skeletor. Or
Well,
Cobra Commander.
Well, I mean, in Skeletor's defense, he looked like that, so it's like that'd make me villainous too. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to be evil. So that's pretty much how that would go.
Yeah, yeah. But there's this one cool thing it tries to do. I've only had 2 missions like this though, where you have like these 2 NPCs that basically are the good guys, and like they will both tell you what they think you should do, and then it's like depending on what you do, there's this resistance group called the Golden Sun or the Golden something, and then like they'll be like the leader if you go side with them, and then like the string of missions that you get from the story are going to be different depending on who you pick. So the first time I sided with the lady because it was like, oh, I have intel about where the next attack could be on us if you do this, and the other dude was like, well, you should save these dudes because they need to be saved or whatever. But I was like, dude, people always need to be saved in this game, so And then the second time it was what was it? The second time was pretty cool because it was like, ooh, I don't know which way to do this because it was like whatever. It was cool both ways, and like that system of like influence and like consequences and decisions is cool. I mean, I'm not sure how it's going to pan out if I keep changing back and forth or if I stuck one way or whatever. It's probably going to be like a thing where like, you know, Far Cry 3 had like the 2 endings, so we'll see. But yeah, like all the gameplay that you loved. It takes a while though to build up your character if you're not doing the story missions, because it took me all day playing yesterday to get my silenced pistol, my silenced assault rifle, and my silenced sniper, so I could just have stealthy sneak up on dudes and stab them in the neck and stuff. Because that never gets old. Just going into an outpost and being like, yep. And then they have different animals. Okay. So in Far Cry 3, there's like a perk that you had to get to have bait, but I think it was like for hunting and it wasn't for an offensive ability. This game, when you carve animals, if you already have like, or even if you carve them and you need the pelts for like crafting gear, which is still awesome and still in here, you can use the bait from the meat and it'll attract predatory animals, so you can use that when you go to outpost to like have them come in to like assist you clearing it out. So you can call in like, well, it's like always random too, so like you don't know what you're gonna summon. So so like this one time I threw it in and it's like, but then it's weird because it's like some of the creatures that go crazy are not they're not carnivores, so it's like, why would the meat attract them? Like, but I think it just makes them aggro, because like this one time I was in a camp and there was an elephant in a cage. But then, like, I didn't shoot the cage to open it, and, like, all the enemy NPCs just killed it in the cage. And I was like, oh, I should have made it totally go berserk. Or if I would have opened the thingy with my gun, it would have went berserk. And, like, this one time there's a tiger. Sometimes there's, like, a pack of dogs or wolves but yeah. And, they added birds this time, which is annoying, because you'll just be la 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 walking down the path, and then caw caw, get attacked by a hawk. Unnecessary, Ubisoft. I did not need aerial enemies that I can't see just come down on me and be all like ka ka ka, peck peck peck. Really annoying. But yeah, all the cool stuff you love and know and enjoy from Far Cry 3 is pretty much in here. It's so weird, like the skill tree. It's like the same skills. They just it's so weird because there's so much like. I don't want to say rehash or reuse, but it is like a lot of the same stuff. So it's like you have a lot of the same abilities, and then like in the last game it was like three skill trees. This time it's just 2, and the way they're split is like you have the exploratory stuff like getting herbs, healing on one side, and you have like the actiony, but then you have like the actiony stuff which is like better reloads and whatnot, mixed with like the stealthy stuff which is like more takedown options. So I was like, that's kind of weird to like have those 2 combined. And on the other side, the other side's combined, but I guess whatever. It's all the same skills, just instead of 3 skill trees, you have 2 now, so I guess it's more manageable. I have like almost half of them unlocked anyway, so I haven't been playing too much of the story. Like I said, I've just been doing Outpost, and they're called bell towers now and not comm towers, so that's cool. And yeah, all the set piece moments so far have been good. So Far Cry 4, if you like 3, you'll like 4 because it's pretty much the same game, but in Southeast Asia and Pacific Islands, which is weird because. It's kind of offensive. It's kind of offensive because you have like all these characters that sound like Apu from The Simpsons. It's like, why can't they sound normal? Like, why they gotta sound like Apu? What's up with that? And then some of them do sound normal, but then you have like the same. It does that, and then that's the other thing. It's like it breaks the immersion when like you have characters that say the same thing over and over. Like, oh, you saved me, blah blah blah, thanks or whatever. And the reused dialogue. It's like the small nitpicks, dude. But it's like at the end of the day, it's more Far Cry and it's awesome. And then there's I forgot. Okay, there's this awesome part where you get to go to the Himalaya. There's a mission. I'm sorry, I'm getting excited.
We noticed.
So there's like okay, so like the map shows you like where you can go on the game, but then like if you take missions that go somewhere else, it'll be like it's like that part in GTA San Andreas when you go to Liberty City. It's like, oh, I didn't know I was going to go here, but you get to go here. So there's this part where you go to the Himalayas. I did this mission. It was like a side story or something, or side mission, and it was like loading screen, and it's like the Himalayas. I was like, oh, what's this? And then it loads, and it is just like you're up in the mountains, like even higher in like the ice mountains, not just like normal mountains, but like there's it's like that that mission in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 where it's like all icy and snowy, and it was it looks so good. I'm sorry, it's like this is like one of the moments where like it was like a next gen mofo, and it was just like the snow and the ice and like it was blizzard conditions, and the wind was all like. And like it made me feel cold even though it's cold outside. I mean that makes sense, but
Wow.
it was like it looks so good. And then like because of the blizzard you were even more stealthy and like easier to take down dudes because they couldn't see you, and then you had like oxygen mask. It was really good. I need to like put a stream highlight of that mission because it was just like it was like so good. It was like dude, it was I was kind of pining for it at that point. I was like, you know what, if they made Modern Warfare 2 remaster I might go for it. It was like this good. It goes damn, it looks so good. And just and just like it was like that combined with like the way that it made me feel when I was like sneaking up on dudes and like stabbing them and like being all stealthy. It just it made me have like flashbacks of like GoldenEye and like I guess that's what it was, like Siberia and just like all the stealth missions that you do in the snow. That's really weird that how that works out in FPS games. But yeah, so good. And then I had another Himalayan mission. It was completely different. I was like variety, yes, and just. Yeah, man. I forgot how much I like Fry Crazy, but then the farther you get it, and the farther you get in, you're like, yep, I remember this because after I got my guns, and I was like, because for a while I didn't have any silenced weapons, but then once you do, and you can take out outposts easier and just sneak up on dudes and gank them, yeah, it's like an old friend has returned, and you're having fun times again. But yeah, Far Cry 4, yeah, like 3, but different and better in some ways. And there's co-op, but I haven't tried it, and it's weird because the first time I tried playing the campaign in online mode, it like once I got booted from the online mode, it just reset my game because I hadn't gotten to the first checkpoint yet, and I was like, what? So I've just been playing in offline mode. So yeah, I haven't checked out any of the co-op stuff, but I did get my 10 free keys if someone wants to check that out. So yeah, and that is all I've been playing. Far Cry 4, cracking out.
Wow.
What happened? Did everyone leave?
No, I don't think so. I, I, I guess he did. Well, anyway. So, I've been playing, for most part, like most of the same stuff I was last week. I played Lords of the Fallen, but I haven't done anything particularly notable since last week, so it's not really much to talk about except still playing it, so it's a thing. But I started playing Tales of Hearts R a bit more than I was before, because initially I was just mostly playing Freedom Wars and Lords of the Fallen and stuff and everything, so I kind of just tried to get through the prologue stuff before I actually like started diving into the game, because it's a Tales game, so it usually takes some time to get through prologues and the battle stuff, because they like to add in like mechanics like slowly and like a trickle kind of thing. So it's like they're still adding stuff as new characters join the team. So it's like they introduce like counter guards and some cross link system or something, and it's like other stuff that go on during the battles and whatnot. But so far, I now have a full team of 4. So we got the standard RPG team going on with the hero, the mage, the big guy, and the healer, and everything. So now we can start actually, I guess, moving forward story-wise, since you have a full team to work with now. And so far we collected 2 pieces of the girl's soul so far, so we just have to collect the rest of the pieces so far. But each shard we gotten so far seem like they've been bad emotions, so it's weird, because like there's like some disease in the game called despair, which is essentially just like super over emotional people thingies and stuff, like because the first person we encountered had like this overwhelming fear where he thought the moon was going to crash onto the planet, so he like went and hid in a nearby cave, and we had to go and jump inside his soul and get the shard out and fix him and everything. So we did that, and then we gave the girl back the shard because it's a piece of her soul or whatever. So, but it was like the shard of fear, so she got like afraid of everything. So it got to the point where people couldn't even like talk to her before she starts like cowering on the ground, and she's like, "Oh my God, there's a sky. Oh my God, it's too dark. Oh my God, there's crowds." It's like, oh my God, someone like. It got to the point where one guy just knocked her unconscious because we had to get her across a bridge, but she wouldn't go because it was a bridge. So it was kind of, yeah, had to deal with that the whole time, and then after we got her shard of doubt back, then she started like not trusting anyone and thinking everyone's out to get her, and I was like, oh, here we go again. So it's like, I don't know, all these shards have been like not good so far, and we just made it to like the third town, and one of the people were talking about how everybody was overcome with like this overwhelming sense of shame or something, which means that's probably what the next shard is. And it got to the point where they lost all their business because they're like a hot spring town or something. And since people were so shameful, they wouldn't like go take baths or anything or leave their houses. So it's like, oh boy, this is gonna be fun when we get this shard back. So that's But so far, I've just been like building up my characters and using or like getting them like new soma and stuff because you have to like build up their emotions and stuff to like level them up and everything. So just been kind of doing that and getting them new weapons and everything. So it's cool to like evolve their weapons so you don't have to actually buy them, because that was always an issue in like current. It Tales of Hearts fall somewhere in between those somewhere, but it's like it's always a money issue in this series. So it's like yeah, I know, right? It's like the ones that before or after this. So yeah, it's like always a money issue where you're like you never have enough money for anything, and then like the prices like jump up between towns like by thousands of dollars, and it's like, what the hell happened? So it's good to not have to actually buy weapons. Now you could just kind of evolve them through the soma system. So yeah, that's been going on, but I'm still pretty early in that game, I guess. So yeah, it's not much else on that front. I picked up Little Big Planet 3, and I've been playing that quite a bit. It's like I only got like, I just unlocked Toggle. I unlocked Oddsock yesterday when I was playing, but the way the game is set up is you start with your Sackboy, and there's like this whole spiel about there used to be these evil titans sucking up the creativity of the world and everything, and like the 3 legendary heroes sealed them or something. So I think that's kind of like the thing they're using as the way to unlock each of the characters, the other 3 characters. So for now, they just have me going to each place and unlocking each character, and then they fight their respective titan to reseal them or something. So I just unlocked Toggle. So I think I'm like right at the boss fight right now, actually. So but the so far I haven't played like any of the community levels or anything, or I've only done like the I think it's called the Poppet Puzzle thing, where it's kind of like a semi tutorial but semi puzzle thing where they kind of teach you how to use certain creator tools, but since it's a power up in the game now where people can give you the ability to kind of have like creator powers during actual levels and stuff, it kind of lets you edit certain materials and add and take away stuff. So I've been kind of just doing those, and I got through the first set of them, and then unlock the second set. So I'm probably gonna start on that eventually, but it's so much work to create stuff. So I usually just play through the adventure stuff, and so far the game's pretty fun. Playing with what the hell's the dog's name again? Oddsock. Yeah, that's the one. His like introductory level was like really cool because it's kind of like Indiana Jones ish, where like the level was crumbling, and it was kind of like a test in you doing his wall jumping and running up the sides of walls and stuff. So it was kind of like really fast paced, and you're like trying to solve puzzles and like jump back and forth between the background and the foreground and all this other stuff to get through the levels. So it was really cool to kind of run through with that and stuff. So I'm kind of like excited to see like all the different kinds of levels that they have for each of the characters. So it should be interesting. They also, I think the co-op mode is you can just jump into anybody's game that's playing the same level as you or something. Because like anytime I go to a level, it there's like a prompt that says there's someone else playing that level, and you can try to join them. I think if you try to join, you have to get permission or something. Because I know people have tried to join me before, and it asked me if I want them to or not. So I think you need to get like permission to just join them, unless it's like a friend or something on your friends list. So, but I haven't done any co-op yet. But there are parts of the level so far that I actually do need two people for, so I can go get the other materials and stuff. So that's a thing too. And they also have challenge rooms now inside of each of the levels where you can go in, and there's like different stuff to do. Like there was this one challenge room in one of the earlier ones where it turned Sackboy into like 8 different Sackboys, and you had to control all of them at once.
What?
And you had to like get them through the level because
cool.
you had to like feed the thing at the end at least 6 of them to pass the level. So and then there was also like another challenge room where you get to build a car, and you and then you like kind of like race the guy who's in charge of the challenge room in order to, and like while you're going through the level you can like pick up different items and different types of wheels and stuff, so you can go back if you lose and like make a new car or something. So you have like a skate